Goodness is often celebrated as a virtue, something pure, gentle, and admirable. But what most people never realize is that being good comes with a hidden cost, a price that only those who live with genuine kindness truly understand. We grow up hearing that good people are rewarded, that kindness returns to the giver, and that compassion is a sign of strength. Yet the real world is far more complex, and the journey of a truly good person is filled with unseen struggles that almost no one acknowledges. When someone chooses goodness, they are not just choosing a behavior but a way of existing, a state of being that affects how they think, how they respond, and how they interpret the world around them. Goodness is not simply about doing the right thing. It is about carrying a certain sensitivity, a certain openness that makes you aware of the suffering, emotions, and needs of others. On a level many people never reach, a good person feels deeply. They notice things that others overlook. They sense discomfort before it is spoken. They step forward when others avoid responsibility, and they carry burdens that were never theirs to hold. They often become the emotional support system for everyone around them, not because they seek approval, but because they cannot ignore the pull of empathy within themselves. Yet this inner sensitivity that allows them to care so deeply is also what makes them vulnerable. The world does not move at the pace of kindness. It moves at the pace of convenience, ambition, and survival. And in such a world, a genuinely good heart is often misunderstood, exploited, or taken for granted. Good people give more chances than they should. They forgive when others would walk away. They help even when no one is watching. They speak softly in moments when others would raise their voice. Their goodness becomes a silent language, one that only those with similar hearts can truly hear. But to everyone else, it becomes an invisible force, expected, assumed, sometimes even demanded. This is where the hidden cost begins. The world rarely pauses to ask the good person how they are doing. People rarely notice their exhaustion, their silent sacrifices, or the emotional weight they quietly carry. And because goodness is their natural instinct, they often do not know how to stop giving, even when they are drained. What makes the cost even heavier is that truly good people struggle to express their own pain. They don't want to burden others. They don't want to disappoint. They don't want to be seen as weak, so they hold everything inside, the moments when they were ignored, the times they were taken advantage of, the heartbreak of giving love that wasn't returned in the same way. And while the world sees them as strong, gentle, and dependable, they often live with silent wounds that no one else recognizes. This is the hidden truth. Goodness is beautiful, but it is not easy. It requires emotional labor, inner strength, and a willingness to keep your heart open in a world that constantly tries to harden it. And only those who live with genuine kindness truly understand the quiet sacrifices behind every good action they choose. When you choose goodness, you naturally open your heart. You soften your edges. You become more aware of the emotions, pain, and needs of others. But this sensitivity makes you vulnerable in ways most people never see. A good person feels the world intensely. They notice subtle shifts in someone's tone, the heaviness behind someone's smile, or the unspoken plea, someone's silence. They are tuned into emotional frequencies that others don't even realize exist. And while this awareness allows them to be compassionate, caring, and supportive, it also becomes the very thing that exposes them to hurt more often than anyone else. People unknowingly or intentionally take advantage of this sensitivity. They assume your kindness is infinite, that you will always understand, that you will always forgive, that you will always be the one who adjusts, compromises, and absorbs the emotional fallout. They come to rely on your patience, often without appreciating the effort behind it. And slowly, without realizing it, people begin to place you in a role. The strong one, the calm one, the one who never gets angry, the one who never says no, the one who can handle anything. This becomes an unspoken expectation, one that weighs more heavily on good people than anyone ever acknowledges, What makes this even more painful is that a kind person rarely protests. They rarely push back. They rarely correct the imbalance. They fear hurting others, disappointing someone, or creating conflict. So they continue giving, accommodating, listening, and supporting even. They are exhausted. They choose peace over confrontation, empathy over ego, and understanding over judgment. But each time they do this, a small part of them goes unnoticed, unvalued, or overlooked by the people around them. There is also a hidden loneliness that comes with this kind of goodness. Good people are often surrounded by others who depend on them, yet very few truly understand them. They provide comfort but receive little in return. They are the emotional shelter for many, yet they themselves stand out in the open, unprotected from the storms life brings. They feel deeply for everyone else, but rarely does anyone notice when they are hurting. Their emotional world is wide open and exposed, yet rarely does someone step into it with the same care they offer others. This imbalance creates a silent pain, an ache that lives beneath their calm exterior. They experience disappointment more intensely because they expect nothing extravagant from others, just sincerity. They experience betrayal more deeply because they would never do the same. And they experience loneliness not because they lack people around them, but because their heart exists on a deeper level than most people will ever bother to reach. The sensitivity of a truly good person is not a weakness, it is a gift. But it is also a burden. It invites connection, yet it attracts exploitation. It opens doors to meaningful relationships, yet it exposes one to heartbreak. And this is the hidden cost. The more open your heart is, the easier it is for others to walk through it without wiping their feet. Yet still, a good person continues to choose empathy over indifference, proving that their sensitivity, no matter how vulnerable it makes them, is a strength. Faith's shocking truth is this: goodness demands strength, not the loud, aggressive strength the world admires, but a quiet, unshakable strength that grows inside a person who refuses to let the world harden their heart. In a society that often rewards selfishness, speed, competition, and emotional numbness, staying compassionate becomes an act of courage. It takes an extraordinary kind of inner power to remain gentle when life gives you countless reasons to become bitter. It takes bravery to keep choosing empathy when you have been disappointed, misunderstood, or taken advantage of. And it takes resilience to continue giving without losing yourself in the process. Goodness is not soft, it is forged through struggle. Every kind person you see has endured moments that could have turned them cold. They have faced situations where their honesty was met with deception, their kindness with ingratitude, their patience with negligence, and their loyalty with indifference. Yet they refuse to let these experiences break them. Instead, they absorbed the pain, learned from it, and allowed it to deepen their understanding of life. This ability to feel deeply, get hurt, and still rise with love, that is strength in its purest form. What most people never realize is that being good requires effort, discipline, and emotional endurance. It means holding yourself to a higher standard when no one is watching. It means doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs you time, energy, or comfort. It means controlling impulses, restraining anger, and choosing understanding over judgment. It means forgiving not because the other person deserves forgiveness, but because you refuse to let resentment poison you. These choices are not easy. They require a level of mindfulness and self-awareness that many people never cultivate. A go. OD person is constantly navigating internal battles. They question themselves, wonder if they are giving too much, and wrestle with the fear of becoming hardened by the world. They think deeply before speaking, consider the impact of their words, and do everything in their power not to hurt others, even when they themselves are hurting. This inner restraint, this emotional regulation, This commitment to integrity demands more strength than anger, pride, or indifference ever will. And the resilience of a good person is often invisible. No one sees the moments when they want to give up but don't. No one sees the tears they wipe in silence. No one sees the heartbreak they hide behind a calm smile. No one sees the emotional storms they survive before offering warmth to someone else. This quiet perseverance is what makes their goodness so powerful. It is not naive. It is not accidental. It is a conscious choice made every single day. Goodness, real goodness, is an act of defiance in a world that makes apathy seem easier. It takes strength to stay soft. It takes courage to remain open. It takes emotional endurance to keep caring when life keeps proving that not everyone deserves your kind. But good people do not act with goodness because the world is kind. They act with goodness because they are. And that inner strength, though rarely acknowledged, is what makes their presence a blessing in a world starving for compassion.